And we want to thank you for joining the Four Tales podcast.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.
We're about to talk some comics and get a little bit controversial. Everything from indie books to movie deal level commercial. With no rehearsals when we converse to coerce you. And then we do the quick takes and try to get to the person. So join us and get your comic book a few more sales once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales. Once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales.
This is so frustrating. Why don't you work?
What happened?
Instagram isn't working.
You can never get Instagram right.
Seriously. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions, respectfully brings to you the 184th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way is OG Purple Shirt, writer of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick. And together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live via Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, but apparently not Instagram. So if you're listening and watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. Danny J. Quick.
Kyron Silva. What's happening with you, man?
I'm all right, man. How are you? How are your ankles? How are your knees?
Ankles are hurting. Knees are hurting. Hip is hurting. Shoulder is hurting.
Damn.
Left thumb is really hurting. I think I may have sprained my hand today because I went and played basketball again today. And I wasn't fully recovered from the last time I went to play. But again, same outcome. We won one game. We lost one game. So, and I scored in both games. I also got a couple rebounds and assists. So, and I did what I needed to do. I got that cardio. So,
okay. So the big question, and if anybody doesn't know, Danny recently he quit your gym membership and started playing basketball because it's better weather. He started playing this week.
And the gym costs $50 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And in your video, you mentioned that you didn't learn anybody's name. So my question is, did you learn anybody's name?
Yes. I don't know if it's his real name, but young man named Blaze is who I was guarding for.
That is not his real name.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I asked him. I did ask him. I said, "What's your name, young man?" He said, "Blaze." I said, "All right, Blaze." So I called him Blaze for the 2 games, and that's his name now. So, and again, I did have on a purple shirt today. It seems like that's all I have in my closet. So, again, I was purple shirt. So
I can't see how many people are live with us right now.
It says
Restream.
Says we got a couple on YouTube watching.
Yeah, but it's not showing. It's not showing everything like it did before. Restream, you guys need to fix this. I need to know the millions of people watching live. You all need to fix this.
Yes, we do. We do.
Anyways, anything else you need to share? Anything we need to talk about before we bring our guest on?
I'm excited about the comic book season. I mean, comic book convention season is coming up. Got a lot of shows. Good folks are at BlurredCon right now. I think Comics is out there.
Yeah.
Which is where our guest is from. The writer of Solar the Sovereign. And I think he was in the Air Force too, which we won't keep that against him.
Do not bring any beef to the military right now. We already have enough conflicts going on. We don't need more beef between us. All right?
No. I love my Air Force brethren. My little brother's in the Air Force, so
wow.
I always got love for any member of the military. So Thadd Williams, man, welcome to the show.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you having me for sure.
No, glad to have you on. Leonard Pig is in the audience. How you doing, Leonard? So, Thadd, for anyone that isn't aware of who you are, do you mind giving us a brief breakdown of who you are, what you're working on, things like that?
Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, Indieverse? So again, I'm Thadd Williams, writer and creator of Solar the Sovereign, of Concrete Comics. I am a first-time writer and creator, so that's probably why you've never heard of me, because I'm new to this, you know. But I believe in my character. I believe in Solar so much, and I've spent the last going on 2 years, just really just promoting, whether that's through art, just post, talking about them. So to be in a space to where I can finally get prepared to give you the book and talk about a story. I'm excited.
Okay. Now you
Yeah,
said you're
man.
a first time writer. What made you get into writing comic books?
Well, I like to believe that I'm a writer, so I write short stories and things, but just for my own edification and mental health and therapy, and really, I would say August of 24. The idea just popped in my mind, and I was sitting down in my room one day and started brainstorming, and I was like, man, Solar. I always kind of wanted to do a character that was based upon light and the sun is the biggest caster of light. So I just started brainstorming, and one idea led to another, and then when we finally invested in the design of the suit and things like that, that's when it got real for me, right? So I invested a pretty penny to do that and make sure that I wanted the look and everything to be as unique as possible, and just spent the last kind of year and some change, really just enjoyed posting them, talking about them. It was of my idea that I was going to say, hey, I don't have a book out yet. Nobody knows me, but I believe in this character. I think that once it gets in front of people, they will enjoy him as well, and that was the mindset.
Man, I think it's great, man. I know you just got recently funded on Kickstarter, way
Yes,
over your
sir.
goal, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you,
Um,
sir. Appreciate it.
I saw it. I see on the page you got Solar the Sovereign is a powerful new hero entering the concrete universe, a cosmic force driven by responsibility, justice, and raw energy. Created and written by Thadd Williams, Solar Will's extraordinary abilities that challenge the limits of power while navigating the consequences of his choices. His story blends epic cosmic stakes with personal struggles, introducing readers to a hero whose light can inspire or ignite an entire universe. That is a really dope intro right there, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like that you took your time and really tried to make your character unique. This is a conversation that's been going on in the indie stratosphere for a time now. A lot of people
Sure.
say that they don't like characters that are just copies of other characters, or this character except with boots, or this or a Foot Clan ninja with swords. They don't they don't like stuff like that. So
Oh, that's
Or
tough.
just Deadpool with a purple suit on,
yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
don't like stuff like that. So it's nice that you went and took the time. But I want to ask you, did you going into Concrete Comics, had you read all the Concrete books before you approached Concrete, or did you just seek them out and pitch to them?
That's a great question, because I've never been asked that question on camera before. And so, you know, um, the Concrete Comics situation honestly wasn't something that was planned. I spent a lot of time, a lot of resources, kind of already coming to the table with Solar's design, just some key cornerstones of the backstory. And I actually reached out to Lonzo for a consultation.
Hmm.
And so when we got the consultation and we were having the conversation, he was like, "Man, this character is kind of dope. This is kind of cool right here, And he said, and this was wow, this was probably a year and a half ago. And he was like, "Hey, I want to bring you on board." And once he gave me the invitation into the family, I literally spent like the next year and a half just nobody knew anything, just him and I and maybe a couple people in the family, and I just got to work. I just started posting promo art, like I was saying. I started, talking about the character, and around Thanksgiving of last year, 25, that's when he made the official announcement that we were a part of the Concrete universe, and the floodgates kind of opened up, and we dropped the Kickstarter a couple months after.
Nice. So how does Solar fit in that Concrete universe?
I think he fits well. I think one of the first comments and compliments that I got when we first made the announcement was somebody in the comment section was like, "Oh yeah, he looks like he's a part of Concrete Universe." And you never know. People could be throwing shade or what, but I take it as a compliment. I like to look at it as and it just the quality of character. I think he fits because as the tagline we like to say, he's the sovereign to one race, savior to another. There's going to be a conflict that he's going to have to navigate through because he's half human and he's half Photarian, the ancient cosmic race that is chosen by the Fahrenheit Force. So he's going to have to navigate what are perceived weaknesses as being a human, but he's also going to be called to something greater in the cosmic sector when the time comes. So I think, and not to speak for any of my other Concrete family members, but Acolyte is one of the probably the most primary cosmic character that's on the roster. And although Solar is half human, I like him inserted into that universe. I think he'll be able to, lend a helping hand when the time comes. So,
no, there's some powerhouses at Concrete Comics. You got Solar, Acolyte, Absolver. I know those are all powerhouses. So it's good to have. But Absolver, I think is kind of the opposite of Solar. He operates in the darkness.
That's right.
And it's like a Spawn, right?
Yeah,
Spawn type character, right? Yeah.
And then Acolyte is kind of in between the two. So I think it's great to have some variety, especially in a superhero comic book universe.
You're forgetting about like Luna and Odina.
Yeah.
I mean,
Odina.
She's a powerhouse for sure. Absolutely. And Luna was wonderful as well. So to answer, some of the questions, I don't know if I answered the earlier question, but I did. I purchased Acolyte series, Deja Vu, Watchmen, Luna's book. So I did try to. I was just a fan, before any of this even came into play. I was just a fan. Concrete at the time for me was the closest thing that I saw to it's wonderful creators like yourselves that are doing it with like standalone characters, but Concrete was kind of like the first one where I saw a roster that kind of like resembled a milestone, the roster that kind of looked like us. So I kind of was just going from character to character, when I was kind of in fan mode there.
All right, we got a couple questions here. First one from Brian. Thadd, where did you get your sense of branding between the orange in his power, his suit, and across the whole brand? Where do you get that sense of design, Thadd?
Oh man, great question. Thank you for that. So when I went to reach out to Tariq Holmes, who his Kickstarter was just funded, he is actually the designer of Solar's look. His art really stood out to me. And the way his colors popped, and I knew that when I went to him for the design, I said just a few things. I said, hey, I am a huge fan of the Flash costume, in which the Speed Force kind of traverses throughout the lining of the suit. I would really like a design that solar thermodynamic energy could kind of just pulsate throughout the suit, and it kind of explains him not having to be in direct sunlight, because it's a constant recycling throughout the suit. I wanted the black, red, I wanted the black, red, kind of design as well. The red for the leadership, and heat. I wanted yellow, red, and orange all represent different temperatures of heat, and it was important for me to have those components. And Tariq was like, "Hey man, he needs a little bit of drip on him. He needs some." So you see some of the metallic armor. And I didn't want a cape. But I didn't want a full trench coat. So so we did the sleeveless coat, and so I said, yeah, that's kind of unique. That's different. I didn't want especially the sun and the Superman comparison, with the red cape. So we went with a coat there.
All right. Another question here from Paige. Thad, can Solar charge up Superman? Since you brought up Superman,
can he do what now? I'm sorry.
Can he charge up Superman?
Can he charge up Superman? I don't think he's not in the state. So when the readers jump into the story, he's only in his third mission. So he's still a novice and a beginner at this superhero thing. He's still learning, and his powers are still growing. So they're nowhere. It's nowhere near where it's going to be. When as the story progresses. So as of today, Solar will probably catch the L. From Superman.
Man, I think you got something cool here, man. I think, of course, there's always a risk involved when you're making a sun-based, hero, and he's kind of got an S on his chest.
Yes,
there could have been you could have, literally went the other way. I mean, we got characters like Icon and what's his name from Homelander. You got Homelander and all kinds of characters that are, that you see them and that they are related to the big boy blue Superman. But this one, man, I think you went in a great direction. Especially like you said, with the energy going through the suit, with the solar energy going through the suit, man. So I think you got a good thing here, man. I'm gonna ask, how did you in continuity, without spoiling anything, is this story in the same timeline, in the same place as some of the other concretes? Because I know all of them aren't in the same continuity.
So yes, this is definitely going to be in the same timeline as Acolyte. I know Acolyte, Primate, Watchmen, and Deja Vu for sure. And Odina as well. So without giving some things away, but yes.
So y'all about to do a crossover, is what you're saying? Okay, well, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
You can drop it. There's only the three of us right now. There's nobody else.
There's nobody else. It's just us. We're, what I'm saying? We're friends. But no, we are definitely planning some pretty cool family reunion type of cookout vibes, in the future. So, but I look forward to readers getting their hands on it, because to your point, the backstory is very, very important, because again, how he obtains his powers and how there's a legacy and lineage thing here that I think is going to be very, very unique to his story as well. And to me, it was certain things that I wanted to add. I always say, hey, I wanted him to have the poise and regal disposition of T'Challa, so he's very, very poised, respectful. I wanted him to have the intellect of, a Tony Stark, Reed Richards, Adam Brashear. I definitely wanted him to have the combat and hand-to-hand combat skills of an Ace Blade, right? Of a Black Panther, of Blade, Wolverine. Just to name some of the most fearsome combatants in there, but I also wanted him to have a connection to the inner city and neighborhood, like Luke Cage, you know. So you'll see that, you know, his people, meaning his neighborhood, means a lot to him. And, you know, it's just like anywhere else where he's different, but he is from where he's from, you know, and some people like it. Some people don't like it, you know. So I look forward to kind of telling some of those stories.
Okay. Now, you said this is your first book, but you've been writing other things outside of comics. Where is there anything else that maybe people can find your work that they can get outside of comics, like maybe short stories or anything online?
No, no, no. This, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, I just kept it to myself. And this was something that truly I just stumbled upon. Like, honestly, um, COVID, COVID really, really introduced me. I didn't even know this space existed before.
Mm.
You know, especially the Black indie scene. Not, you know, I didn't even know that it was a thing until I was forced to sit in the house like everybody else. And then I started becoming a part of all of these new groups, these Facebook groups. And I was like, oh man, there's really, I mean, yeah, if you're a fan of the Big Two and you just want those stories, have at it for sure, you know, but there is not a lack of stories. And Danny, I'll just use you as an example, because when I start following you and start seeing your work and I start seeing how many issues of Ace Blade was out there, and then I saw the t-shirts and then I saw the action figure, I was like, oh, this is a thing. Like, you know, we're really out here. So you know, so it you know, I don't have any work out there for myself right now, outside of the comic book. This will be the first published piece that folks will be able to check out from me.
No, man, I appreciate that. We've been having this conversation online for the past couple of weeks, especially with the Dakota incident coming out. There's a lot of creators, Black and brown creators, who are, you know, making great things, man. There's a lot of, literally, you could follow Concrete Comics, you could follow Taurus Comics, you could follow Fourth Wall, and get a good year's full of comic book content, you know.
Yeah,
And that's
please
just
follow Taurus Comics, please. That'd be nice. I want to catch
just
up with Danny.
that's just the three of us,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's very but at the same time, we don't necessarily do the best job of marketing ourselves. We don't do the best job of telling people about our work. So somebody like you who is interested in these things, like, you're literally finding this new world and you want to be part of it. Like, I think that a lot of
Absolutely.
times, yeah, I think a lot of times people see the work that we do and then they decide, yo, literally, I want to be a part of this thing. How can I help? And that's evident by the success that you had on Kickstarter. Like I said, y'all killed the game with the solar Kickstarter, and it
Thank you.
doesn't hurt to have that Marcus Williams variant cover either.
Come on now, come on.
That dude Marcus Williams.
Yeah.
If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. That cover, that Marcus Williams art is gonna sell every time. So, so shout out to you, man, because it's
Thank you.
there's one thing to see, you know, this new opportunity, and there's another thing to actually want to be involved and actually put in the work to do it right and to do it well.
Appreciate it.
There's a lot of issues of Ace Blade, but it's a couple of them that I had to go back and fix because I was just making stuff
Yeah.
back in the day. So
But I need to step back. You mentioned Marcus Williams, but he also had Kanan White.
yeah,
He had Tariq on there. He had Sean Hill do variant covers. I mean,
you
Yes.
got the
you
right people.
pulled out fire, you know?
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, the Air Force pays better than the Army, so you know that's one thing I can say about the Air Force. They gonna pay you for sure.
Is that because they don't do a lot of work? That's what I heard. Yeah.
No, they work with their minds instead of their
Oh,
bodies. That's all
okay.
it is. You know,
So I have a few close friends that you know, when I first started working on the book, and they was like, "Oh man, I would like to do my own comic too." And then they found out what I was investing in my own self, and you know, it was a part of the plan. Yeah, it was right. exit stage left,
They're
right?
like,
Uh, absolutely. So no, Kyron, it's really because I knew that as a new creator, I wanted to target artists that were going to be undeniable and that you would have to take me serious. Um, so that was very important for me to get artists that it's like, yeah, I have great artists, that's doing the book. Bruno Lima is doing an awesome job on the book.
amazing artist there.
We are working. We actually are on page 16 of issue 3, and I also have another book that's in production as well. So we're not just here with these two, but I knew that I wanted to target big time artists, and I was gonna have to pay a pretty penny, especially that Marcus and Kanan White. That set a brother back for sure. But
they gonna charge you, but it's gonna be worth it.
But it's gonna be worth it. So yeah.
Fish in the comics said, "Can we start over the interview because he was late?" No, Fish, you're just gonna have to go back and watch the whole thing over again, and listen to Thadd's great speech about everything. That's all you have to do.
Hey, shout out, man.
Fishley, shout out to Fishley, man, the fastest pen in indie comics, maybe the fastest pen in comics period, because that dude is amazing.
Straight up.
No, man, like I said, man, I want to encourage you, and I want you to you've already got a great foundation, and
thank you.
It seems like you got a good team around you, and you have an eye for talent, man. That undeniability is something that's going to take you a long way. As long as you can continue to market, it'll find the people that it's supposed to, and that's one of the good things about social media. So I want to encourage you to keep going.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm having a blast. Like, again, to you guys' point, just not being aware of this world, and then stumbling upon it and finding something like this kind of this late, or better late than never. But you're like, oh man, this was, to see us be celebrated, with each other, everybody's own characters. I mean, you would just think about it. Like, if you told us as kids, we would all get an opportunity to create our own characters and put out a book. There would be a time where I was like, no, that's impossible. How would I do that? And it was cool for me, like, learning the process of, well, how do I create a comic book? Well, okay, how do I take thought from, just a thought to paper? Okay, artists, what are panels? I don't know what a panel is. How do I do that? These are all rookie things that I was experiencing for the first time. And how do I make sequential art? How do I know what artist reflects the character and the story that I want to do, because it's different art styles. Those are all things that I was experiencing for the first time that truly and somebody asked me not too long ago, say, hey man, what do you want to get out of this, with Solar's book? And when I see you guys and your books are in the background, or your man cave, or your office, that's really all I want, is that when the years go by and I can say, man, I put out a book. I put out my own comic book. Like, this character didn't exist before, I thought about it,
Yeah.
And, when you Google Foltarian now, which is a word that I just made up from the root word of photosphere, you know what I'm saying? When you Google Foltarian now, Solar pops up. And I think that's just pretty cool. And anything that it does, I want them to be beloved by readers in the comic book community. That's it for me.
Man, I think that's admirable, man. We all want to create, we all want to tell stories that have an impact, and I think it's one of the greatest feelings when you interact with people who enjoy your content, and just putting it out in the world can give you this satisfaction, man. Like my Kickstarter is coming up in April, and I called it Ace Blade Immortal because I feel like this 10th issue, it's going to be an omnibus, it's going to be a hardcover, and after that, you can't, like, there's nothing you can say to me. Like, Ace Blade is a thing that we made,
Yes.
literally, like you said, didn't exist until we had these ideas, and now there's a novel that I can. There's a graphic novel omnibus that I can sit on the shelf right beside, Black Panther or
Absolutely.
so.
And soon a movie, right?
No, I'm not. Don't get me started. I scrapped the movie idea, but it's still there.
Nope.
It's still there.
We're gonna get that movie made eventually. At
Come
one
on,
point, we're
man.
gonna get that movie made.
We got to put it out there.
No, we're gonna get the movie made, but I'm not using this Kickstarter to try to fund that. So the dang on hardcover is enough. We'll see though. We'll see.
10 issues, man. Like, come on, that's amazing. To have the resilience and the stamina and endurance to go 10 issues in, and that's amazing. So
I'm proud of.
salute.
We got one more question from the audience here. Brian asks, "What is Solar's weakness?"
Solar's weaknesses. So I would say, because he is Photarian and half human, his Photarian mind processes 10 times faster than the human mind. So a lot of times he is battling paralysis by analysis, because the human side has to battle through emotions of making, the right decisions. And again, he's only in his third mission, so he's still learning what it is to be a quote unquote hero, but he's absorbing so much information very quickly that, he could make the wrong decision, or he could be forced into freezing into indecision. That's one of the biggest weaknesses that I like to talk about with him. As far as, he's, that's probably the biggest weakness, because,
I appreciate it. Thanks. Shout out to Brian for giving me that bit of information, just in case Ace Blake got to go up against Solar someday. That would be amazing. Ace Blake would be greatly outmatched, but we will do our best.
You know what the thing about Solar is he's such a martial arts enthusiast that if he encounters another guy who has educated hands and feet, he's not gonna go to the powers first. He wants to run the fade, from and that's the human side. He's like, oh no,
that's respect.
It's the integrity of the art.
I feel like Ace Blade would need some type of magical weapon to beat Solar at this point. That's all I'm saying.
We working on it. So
the Helio Combat Urgent throws a little extra sizzle on the strikes, for the right opponent.
Ace Blade can ask Saw for her lightning axe, and there we go.
There we go. We'll have a semi-fair fight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time for my favorite part of the show. Quick takes. Kyron, when you are ready, sir.
Quick takes.
I need to get me a new picture.
You do. A nice one with good resolution would be great.
That would be great. If you haven't seen the show before, Quick Takes is a rapid fire Q&A session where we grill our guests on their deepest, darkest secrets
before Dave falls asleep.
I know, man. That basketball was not a good idea, bro. My body is, you don't even know. But these questions are just designed for our audience to get to know you a little bit better. We're going to give you 45 seconds to answer 5 questions each.
Okay.
And here we go. Question number 1. I had a different question, but you've been so good. You've been so nice. I'm not going to joke on the Air Force anymore. So
I'll let you know what the question was later on.
Number one. In your time making comics, I want to know, honestly, what has been the best part of making comics and what has been the worst part of making comics?
The best part of making comics is, again, having that thought in your mind translate into something that's real and tangible and enjoyable. The worst part of making comics sometimes is that turnaround time, man, from the artist to get your work back. That's tough for me sometimes, because it's pretty cool. It's like Christmas every time you get something new, or your birthday, and sometimes you're eagerly expecting something and you don't get it back yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Danny, I dropped a artwork in the folder today, just so you know.
Okay, awesome. Kyron is this guy is a professional right here, Kyron. But no, I agree with you, man. The thing on seeing that art pop up, man. I got something from your homie Tariq
Nice.
recently, so
Yeah.
I can't wait to share it. Okay, question number 2. I saw that a while back you had your brothers surprise you with you're in South Carolina, right?
No, I'm from South Carolina, born and raised.
Okay.
But I'm in the Dallas area now, Dallas, Texas.
Okay. So from South Carolina, but I saw your brothers, came and supported you, one day, and they bought you a Carolina Panthers hat, for Super Bowl 50. I'm in North Carolina. I live in North Carolina, so I'm a Panthers fan too.
Did you use that hat to like start a fire at all, or wipe your butt?
Wow!
Come on, man!
Wow!
Listen, things are turning around, so get the jokes in now. Get the jokes in now. Man.
And he was a fan of your boy Kaepernick too. So see Kyron, see
right,
we got the same.
All right, I'll back off then. I'll back off.
And you over here throwing shade. But the question is, what does brotherhood mean to you in life and in comics?
Everything. Brotherhood is literally everything because, I heard this not too long ago, but a brotherhood and a friendship relationship is arguably the most important relationship because it requires a different level of vulnerability and honestness with one another. So if I'm doing comics or if I'm doing life, hey, bro, how does this look? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about this? I expect my brother to tell me the truth as I would expect him to tell me the truth in life as I would in return. So it means everything.
It absolutely. And I'll tell you for sure, the one person that's going to tell you the truth is Kyron Silver. I sent him some stuff and I knew it was right. I knew it was he. He said, "Nah, that ain't it, bro.
That's not it.
That ain't it, bro." Man. I said, "Dang." Yep. I guess I go
you
back.
Pay me the big bucks for a reason, right?
I had to get back to the drawing board,
man.
But that's great, man. That's great. So, question number 3. I saw a picture. I believe that you posted when you were doing some laser tag activities one time, and I wanted to ask, man, how important is work-life balance? You work hard. I know as a member of the military, we always are ready to go. We're always ready to do the work, but we got to play too. So how important is work-life balance?
Again, it's imperative. It's essential because this comic was birthed out of a need for work-life balance. Again, I think I mentioned, mental health, and I'm a huge advocate for that. And I'm just thankful that as a creator, we have an outlet to create. Some people don't have that, so, to be able to create a story. And, it's been a rough few years. I have a teenager that's getting ready to graduate. So, that comes with its own set of, things. But being able to have that was important for me, for sure. Work-life balance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. Big proponents of mental health. Me and Kyron got cats. For me, that would be a stressor. But Kyron loves those cats, so whatever works for you. Question number 4. What does keeping it concrete mean to you?
Wow, that's a great question. Keeping it concrete, I think for me means to, and I tell you this to Lonzo all the time, of what I wanted to do when I first came in. It's very rare that somebody that's trying to build a brand would take a shot on a first-time creator, because their brand is still growing and trying to deal with the hurdles that come with it. And I think for me, keeping it concrete is upholding the standard that Concrete has put out there so far. I wanted Solar to be a nice addition to the roster and keep the momentum of, as I say, the K going upward.
There we go. I love it. All right, final question, man. We got a top 5 list. We usually do for question 5. We ask our guests to do a top 5 list off the top of their heads. And because you are a Panthers fan, and I know that you at least have been supporting Bryce Young, so I know you know a couple players at least. I want to know who are your top 5 Panthers players of all time.
Here, man. Top 5 players. Okay, easy. Steve Smith is number 1. That's my favorite player of all times. As a fellow 5'9" guy, to see him dominate at 5'9" was major for me. So shout out to the little guys out here. Bryce Young is another small guy that's a giant, So but number 2, Cam Newton. Number 2, Cam is my guy. Number 3, I would say Julius Peppers. I hate that he never left us. Number 4, J.C. Horn right now. Right, and number 5, Luke Kuechly. Yeah,
okay.
Luke.
Yeah,
I was wondering where he was going to pop up.
Yeah, Luke, man. Luke he's the man, the best ever. So
yeah, man, that dude was outstanding, bro. He didn't play. He played for a good while, but I was mad when he left. But I know you got to take care of your health.
It hurt me.
Got to take care of your health, man. But I think the Panthers are going to be doing all right, man. They Bryce. He made some strides this year. Last year, I was ready to throw him in the trash last year, but he made he made some strides this year for sure.
I feel your pain, and we got some playoff experience now. Free agency opens up next week, so let's start adding to it. And we got the reigning rookie of the year too. So
there we go. That's right. So man, thank you for doing that. Quick Takes is brought to you by 5-Star Comic-Con. We are 106 days away, June 20th and 21st, 2026. We will be at the Dayton Convention Center, myself and Kyron Silva, along with a bunch of special guests, man. They keep announcing people every week. So make sure y'all come out to 5-Star Comic-Con and see us, man. Come hang out with us. Kyron,
they just announced Ren McKenzie's going to be there.
Yeah, the young phenom, Ren McKenzie. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Ren on the show. I'm not gonna do it. That's the homie.
All right. Thadd, we appreciate you being on. This has been an enjoyable show. We want to make sure our audience follows you and keeps up with you in the future. So where's the best places online for them to do that at?
Awesome. Man, Kyron and Danny, thank you guys, man. Again, this is so cool because I've been watching you guys, for a while. So to be here in conversation with you, man, it means a lot. My Facebook, my personal Facebook is Thadd Williams. You can reach me there, but IG on Facebook as well. Solar the Sovereign. We have the solar page. We want to grow that. That's where I would like to transition to getting all announcements, all promo art, all pinups. Anything solar will be going to that page. IG at Solar the Sovereign as well as TikTok at Solar the Sovereign. So that's where you'll be able to reach me.
Okay. All right.
On TikTok already.
Danny?
I think we are on TikTok, actually. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
Danny, where can people follow you at?
If you want to find me, the best place to go is my website, fourthwallpros.com. And if you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you?
You can find me at tourscomics.com. I am at all social media platforms at Tours Comics. And this is the first time you've ever checked out our podcast, you can go to our website, fourtalespodcast.com. That is a number 4, TALES podcast.com. You can listen to our previous episodes. You can purchase merchandise, support us that way. Please join us next week where we are going to have writer Joseph Duas on the show. I can't remember if Joseph has been on with us in the past. I think he has.
I think he's been on once, right? I think he's been on once.
Yeah. So we're going to come back and talk to him. But
yeah.
Damn. Until next time, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
They gonna start River.
Music provided by my brother, Quix Made It. Find him online in YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.